Jim, really getting into the nitty-gritty of the season just now. It's an exciting time, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the real business end of the season, as they say. Still a hell of a lot to be played for a number of teams. You can see now how tight and compact the league is becoming. That battle for the top six is very much alive, and there's a number of teams involved in it. And I'm delighted with the position that we have put ourselves in at this stage, albeit still a lot of work to be done.
I'm sure you're very much one game at a time, but I can't help but look at the next two games. It's a really big 3 or 4 days coming up for. It could kind of shape the season in many ways.
Yes, it could. I mean, we discussed it in the build-up to the Motherwell game how significant a week this could be. Against some really difficult opposition. Prior to the game on Saturday, Motherwell had beaten us in the previous 3 fixtures. So that was a really important result for us to make sure that we took maximum points at the weekend. And quick turnaround now into the Hibs game on Wednesday evening. Probably the form team in the league at the moment, unbeaten in their last 13. David Gray has done a fantastic job to turn things around, and they're now very much in the hunt for those European spots. So we know how difficult the game is going to be tomorrow night, but we've got real confidence in the group and a real sense of belief. Our record in the previous 2 fixtures has been good, obviously with the win at Tannadice last time round and the point at Easter Road. So it should hopefully make for a very good, entertaining game of football.
How big was that win on Saturday? Not even for the fact that it was 3 points, but it stops that kind of poor run of form you run before that ahead of a really tough part of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I think every team in the league this season has went through a little bit of a sticky patch, and I think that was our time there in the previous 6 fixtures prior to the Motherwell game. Albeit, as I said after it, like we tried to put things into perspective in terms of the level of opposition that we were playing. We had 2 games at Parkhead in that run of poor results. Obviously Rangers, and then the other 3 fixtures were 1-0 defeats. So we were never too hard on ourselves. We quite realistic about the situation. Still bang on target for the points target that we set for ourselves way back at the beginning of the season, and we've still got a long way to go, obviously, to achieve that objective of top 6, which would be a fantastic achievement for this group.
You touched on it just a minute ago. Hibs, pretty much the form team in the league. Quite impressive on Saturday, beating Celtic. It's going to be a hell of a tough game. Yeah,
I mean, look, they're a really good team. I always felt, I said it way back months ago that I thought they were in a bit of a false position. I think they were dropping points in games that they probably should never have been. There was a lot of individual errors. In credit to David Gray and his backroom team, they've changed personnel, and then they've changed the system within that, and they've went on a fantastic run of results, which has catapulted them right back into the mix for those European places. So we know how difficult the game is going to be. We know the talent and the quality that they've got within the team. Really big, strong, competitive squad with lots of pace as well. With the likes of Boyle and 1 or 2 others. So we know we have to be defensively switched on at all times, but we believe that we've got players within our own ranks that can cause Hibs a few problems of their own, hopefully.
And just finally, during the week, obviously, Kevin Holt's made the move over to Derry City. How did that come about, and how much of a loss is he going to be heading into the last 12 or so?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's obviously disappointing to lose one of your key players. Kevin has been a terrific player for us over the last 18-19 months. Played in pretty much every game that he was available. Played a significant role in helping us get from the Championship into the Premiership. Obviously got a very good offer from Ireland, from Derry City. One that he felt was right for him and his family, and reluctantly we agreed to let that move happen. So I've got a fantastic group of players available to me now, and that's what I tend to focus on. There's no point in me focusing on players who aren't available. It's all about the squad that is available to us, and we believe that we've got a strong 20-man squad for the game on Wednesday night, and that's where our main focus is right now.
Good.
Just on that, do you feel the squad's now a little bit short in terms of defence, or are you still happy with the numbers that you've got there?
No, not at all. I mean, our recruitment strategy at the beginning of the season, because we knew we were going to, not have a huge squad throughout the campaign. So that part of that strategy was to identify players that could play a couple of different positions, and we've seen that throughout the campaign up to now, with the likes of Sevelj and Lucas Stevenson and one or two others having to fill in different areas of the park. So obviously Ross Graham, Declan Gallagher and Manny Adebayoga played the game on Saturday. We've got a young promising centre back in Sam Harding, who we have got high hopes for, and obviously Vichko Sevelj can fill in there as well in the central defence. So we feel we've got great cover in all areas. Coming out of the January window, we strengthened the midfield area, because obviously Sibbald has been out for a lengthy spell with the injuries that he's had, and obviously Ross Docherty has had his difficulties since coming to the club. So we believe now that we've got a big enough squad to handle any kind of issues that come our way in terms of injuries or suspension. We've got good strength and depth throughout, and as I said, tomorrow night we'll have a really strong 20-man squad that will give us lots of good options within it. If we have to make changes during the game, then we've got fantastic players on the bench to come on and make an impact.
You obviously mentioned Ross Docherty there. He obviously came off in the game against Motherwell. Just how's he getting on? Is he expected to be out for some time? Yeah,
look, it's been a frustrating period for Doc. He's a really important player for us, and when he's available he tends to play, but this is another setback, unfortunately, for him and for us as a team. It's still a little bit early, I think, to put a time on it, but as I said, we're delighted to have Craig Sibbald back now, and he will feature at some point tomorrow night. He'll be certainly in the squad, and we'll be hoping to build up his minutes gradually as the weeks come.
Any other team news or absences going into the game?
Louis Moult, unfortunately, is still out. He missed the weekend and he'll miss Wednesday night as well. We'll see how he's coping towards the end of the week, with a view to possibly being available for the game on Sunday against Aberdeen.
I'm sure going into the game you'll be looking for a little bit less of a dramatic game against Hibs at Tannadice after Meshak's winning goal last time, and the scenes that ensued after that.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Hibs are in a completely different situation now. They're a team that's high in confidence. It looks as if they've got a real understanding of what's being asked of them. They look very comfortable in this new shape that David is playing, and they're probably, in a lot of people's eyes, going to be favourites coming into the game, given that, especially off the back of Saturday's result against Celtic. So but we're very confident. Our home record has been good. Our points accumulation in the games that we've played at Tannadice has been fantastic. The supporters have been brilliant and really played their part during that, and hopefully they turn out in good numbers tomorrow night to get behind the team.
Obviously Aberdeen played tonight against Celtic, and that could provide a bit of an opportunity tomorrow night for yourselves to climb above them and go into third place. Is that something that could add a little bit of extra importance going into Kingham?
Yes, definitely. Another big incentive for us. If Aberdeen were to lose tonight and we were to avoid defeat tomorrow night, then we would go back into third place in the league, which would be fantastic. Obviously, if we were able to get all 3 points, then that would open up a 6-point gap between ourselves and Hibs. So there's a lot of different incentives there for the group, but the most important thing is that we're back to winning ways after Saturday, and we want to start this to be the beginning of an unbeaten run, hopefully, that will carry us right through to the split.